Welcome to Coin Explorer. Hold this coin in your mind for a moment. A small, copper 1946 United States wheat penny. Ordinary in size, light in weight, almost forgettable in daily life. Yet behind this single cent lies a story that most people never stop to hear. This coin was struck in the first full year after World War II, a nation rebuilding, factories shifting, families adjusting to peace. Millions of these pennies were minted, released, and spent without a second thought. But under very specific and documented circumstances, one extraordinary example from 1946 reached a staggering auction result of $3,900,000. That number demands attention. The real question is not whether every 1946 penny is valuable. The real question is how one single specimen separated itself from the rest. Look closely at the front of the coin. Abraham Lincoln faces right, calm and dignified. The word liberty stands to his left. Above his head, the phrase, "In God we trust," curves along the rim. The date 1946 appears to the right of his profile. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, had already been in use for decades by that time. It was familiar, recognizable, trusted. But collectors do not stop at familiarity. They study precision. They study sharpness in Lincoln's hair. They examine the folds in his coat. They notice the clarity of every letter. Because in the world of numismatics, tiny differences create massive separation. What looks identical to the untrained eye can be dramatically different under magnification. Now turn the coin over in your imagination. Two wheat stalks frame the bold words 1 cent. Beneath that, United States of America. At the top, E pluribus unum. The symmetry is simple yet powerful. This reverse design ran from 1909 until 1958. By 1946, minting technology was refined, but perfection was never guaranteed. Slight differences in die condition, subtle variations in strike pressure, minor imperfections in planchets, all of these factors could influence how sharply the coin was struck. On average pieces, details softened quickly once they entered circulation, but on rare examples preserved in pristine condition, every wheat line remains bold, every letter remains crisp. That distinction changes everything. Here is where the story becomes truly compelling. Most 1946 pennies were used. They moved through grocery stores, gas stations, and post offices. They were dropped, scratched, stacked, and worn down by time. The overwhelming majority today show clear signs of circulation. Yet once in a while, a coin escapes that fate. It is stored carefully, perhaps placed in a roll and forgotten, perhaps preserved in a collection untouched for decades. When such a coin survives with original mint luster fully intact, it enters a different category entirely. It stops being common. It becomes conditionally rare. And conditional rarity is what drives extraordinary results. Professional grading plays a decisive role. Coins are evaluated on a detailed numerical scale from 1 to 70. The highest levels represent near-perfect preservation. At that tier, even the smallest contact mark matters. Experts inspect surfaces under magnification. They analyze luster flow across the fields. They assess strike strength on high points. A single distracting mark can lower a grade. And when population reports show only 1 or 2 examples certified at the very top, competition intensifies. Collectors who demand the finest known example cannot simply buy another if they miss their chance. That scarcity within grade fuels bidding wars. It is not hype, it is mathematics combined with desire. Color is another silent force in the valuation process. Copper changes over time. Many 1946 pennies today display brown surfaces from oxidation. Others show a red-brown blend. But the most sought-after examples retain vibrant original red luster, glowing almost like they just left the mint. That original color is fragile. It can fade, it can darken, it can be destroyed by improper cleaning. When a coin from 1946 still shines with natural red brilliance after decades, collectors take notice. Combine full red color with top-tier grading and sharp strike detail, and the rarity multiplies. Now imagine only one example meeting all those standards at once. Auction dynamics amplify everything. When an elite coin appears in a major public sale, word spreads quickly through the collecting community. Registry set competitors analyze the listing. Investors review population data. Dealers alert clients. Anticipation builds before the first bid is placed. As bidding opens, momentum can escalate rapidly. Each new bid signals determination. Each increment reflects the knowledge that opportunities like this are rare. In verified circumstances, one remarkable 1946 wheat penny achieved an auction result of $3,900,000. That figure reflects condition rarity, market demand, and collector psychology converging at a single moment. It does not redefine every 1946 penny. It highlights the extreme upper boundary. Historical timing adds another layer. In 1946, America stood at the edge of a new era. Soldiers returned home, industries transitioned from wartime production. The country shifted from conflict to expansion. These pennies were small witnesses to that transition. They circulated during a period of optimism and rebuilding. Decades later, that context enriches their story. Collectors are not just buying metal, they're acquiring preserved fragments of history. When the finest surviving example surfaces, it represents both material excellence and historical continuity. That blend deepens emotional value beyond numerical grade. It's important to approach this subject with clarity. The vast majority of 1946 wheat pennies remain modest in market value. Many are worth only small premiums above face value depending on condition. Extraordinary auction results apply to exceptional certified specimens meeting very specific criteria. Understanding this distinction protects collectors from unrealistic assumptions. Education is power in numismatics. Study population reports, compare grades, learn how luster behaves under light. When knowledge replaces speculation, appreciation becomes deeper and more rewarding. If you have a 1946 wheat penny, begin with careful observation. Use proper lighting, avoid harsh cleaning, examine Lincoln's hair detail, look at the wheat stalk lines. Notice whether luster flows evenly when tilted. If the coin appears unusually sharp and vibrant, professional evaluation may be worth considering. But patience matters. Rushing to conclusions rarely benefits collectors. The true value of any coin emerges from documented grading and transparent market comparison. Every serious collector respects that process. The journey from pocket change to record-setting auction piece is not accidental. It is the result of preservation, rarity within grade, and demand intersecting at the highest level. That's why one coin could reach $3,900,000 while millions of others remain ordinary. The difference lies in microscopic details invisible at first glance. That realization changes how you look at every coin. It transforms casual observation into careful study. It invites curiosity instead of assumption. There's something powerful about holding a coin that has survived untouched for generations. It reminds us how fragile condition truly is. A single scratch can never be undone. A single cleaning attempt can permanently alter surfaces. The finest coins survived because someone, somewhere, stored them carefully. That preservation created rarity decades later. It's a lesson in patience, a lesson in long-term thinking, a respect for small objects that carry big stories. As you continue exploring coins, remember that value is layered. Date matters, mint mark matters, grade matters more, originality matters deeply, and market timing matters as well. When all factors align perfectly, history can produce remarkable outcomes. The 1946 wheat penny is proof that even a 1-cent coin can command global attention under exceptional conditions. It invites us to look closer, learn more, and appreciate nuance. And perhaps that's the true fascination, not just the number $3,900,000, but the path that leads there, the discipline, the grading standards, the competition, the preservation, all woven together into one small copper disc. That's why collectors stay engaged. That's why auctions draw anticipation. That's why stories like this continue to capture imagination. Before you move on, take another moment to picture that simple 1946 penny. Small, quiet, unassuming, yet capable of becoming extraordinary under the right circumstances. That contrast is what makes coin collecting endlessly compelling. The smallest objects sometimes carry the greatest surprises. Thank you for watching Coin Explorer. If you enjoyed deep dives into historic coins and record-setting stories, stay curious, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next episode.